2 months. That's how long it took them to circle like vultures. We were barely out of the chapel. My wife's ashes still sat on the mantel, untouched, unpeed for by them. And yet there they were, seated across from me at the lawyer's oak conference table, feigning solemnity like it was some performance they rehearsed in the car. Her father cleared his throat. We believe it's only right that the inheritance go to her brother's wedding fund. She would have wanted that. I didn't speak. Her mother leaned in, voice all sugar and poison. Family should come first. I looked at them. The same people who hadn't called us once during her treatments, who skipped the hospital and showed up after the funeral with a casserole and a calculator. The lawyer didn't flinch, just slid a manila envelope across the table. This, he said, tapping at once, is the official will. And then with a small smirk, the kind only someone who knows a loaded secret can wear, he opened the second envelope. Her name was Emily, and I loved her the way a man loves the only thing that's ever truly seen him. She was the quiet force behind my chaos, the calm I never deserved. We met in grad school, two broke dreamers in a city that didn't care. I had nothing but coffee-stained notebooks and bad credit. She had clarity, strength, a laugh that didn't match her tragedies. We built everything from scratch. Shared a one-bedroom with a view of a brick wall, split bills, and ramen. She taught piano on weekends. I worked nights coding apps that never launched. But it was us. It was real. When her diagnosis came, we fought together. We took the pills, the appointments, the panic attacks together. And when the doctors gave us months, she didn't cry. She asked me to promise one thing. Don't let them take anything from you. I didn't understand then, but she knew them better than I ever would. The first clue came in the hospital. She was asleep. Her phone buzzed. I saw the preview. Let us know when the life insurance clears. Her mother's number. I didn't say anything. I just forwarded it to myself. Then I started watching. After she passed, they didn't even wait a week. Her brother emailed me a spreadsheet, budget projections for his wedding. Venue, caterer, photographer. Since you're coming into some money, he wrote, no. Condolences, no mention of her name. I realized then they'd always seen her as a bank account and me as the fool holding the vault. That's when grief took a back seat. Vengeance got behind the wheel. I spent nights going through our files, not for memories, for leverage. Emily had set up everything. Joint accounts, trusts, insurance policies. But one detail stood out. The inheritance wasn't in cash, it was in shares. And the shares weren't in my name. They were in a holding company. Her company. She'd started it 6 months before she passed. Quietly, smartly, with a clause. In the event of my death, my shares transferred to my spouse under private conditions. The second envelope held that clause and a video. I know what they'll try, she said on the screen, looking into the camera with tired eyes and unmatched fire. I heard every conversation behind closed doors, every plan, every threat. She looked straight at me next. Finish what we started. The lawyer paused the video. The silence in the room was delicious. Her parents looked pale. Her brother swallowed hard. I didn't blink. The lawyer passed me the pen. Sign here to accept full control. I spent the next 3 weeks liquidating assets quietly. Not 1 cent goes to her family. Then I took it a step further. I bought the venue her brother wanted for his wedding. All of it, full price. Then I canceled every single booking under breach of contract clauses. The cancellation fees alone ate half his budget. Next, I called the caterer whom I now had on retainer and offered double to block out the date. By the time he found out, the only thing left for him to book was a parking lot and a Bluetooth speaker. He called me in a rage. You petty piece of I hung up and forwarded the call transcript to the lawyer. Emily's will had a bonus clause. Any verbal or written harassment from her family voids their eligibility for any sentimental assets. At the final, her father tried to threaten. Her brother just sat numb and sweating. I played the full video this time. Emily didn't flinch once. You used me my whole life, she said to them. And now you want to use my death, but I made sure you'd lose. I made sure you would win, she smiled. So did I. The lawyer handed me the final deed and... You can go now. They shuffled out without a word. No eye contact, no dignity left. Now I sit at the lake house. It's quiet here. Peaceful. Her piano, the one they made her sell, I found it in a thrift store 3 towns over. Bought it back. It's here now by the window. Sometimes I press the keys. Not to play, just to Feel the weight of what she left behind. She left me instructions, a map, a war plan, and I followed it to the letter. Grief doesn't leave. It just sits quieter. But so do I, with nothing left to prove and nothing left to lose. Because justice, when done right, doesn't scream. It whispers, and they'll hear it every time their phones ring. And it's not a... Every time they drive past the lake house they once thought they'd inherit. Every time silence falls, and the only sound left is the echo of a second envelope being opened and their power dying with